If you've watched the last couple videos where I discuss the status of my women's fiction book, today we're going to talk a little bit more about that and what my plans are moving forward with that age. Welcome to The Right Mama. My name is Jennifer Aline. I am the mother of twin girls and a freelance writer. I am currently not at my usual place for recording. I had a little self-care weekend, which I just went and stayed with my sister. So I am at her place and recording this video here. This video is just going to be a quick little update on what the status of that age is and where I'm going when it comes to publishing it. If you haven't already, I would suggest watching the below video, which is called The Publishing Betrayal I Saw Coming. It talks a lot about what happened with the small press that was contracted with it. So let's get started and I will kind of give you a little update on the status of this book. For those who don't know, That Age is a women's fiction chick lit novel. And last year in November 2019, through PITMAD, I signed with a small press and was planning to get my book published in December of 2020. However, that is not happening anymore. And again, watch the video I tagged in the comments to get a really in-depth look at what happened. But since over this last year, I've gone through a couple rounds of edits. I've worked really hard on marketing and connecting with others when it comes to marketing and collaborating, as well as just getting prepared for a release. I still want this book to get in the hands of readers. It's a great story, and it just is one that I don't want to just push aside. So this is what I plan to do. The first step is I am going to query a handful of newer literary agents, and I'm going to also query some small presses that I research very in-depthly. I already queried That Age last year about this time. I'd also pitched it at the Writer's Digest conference in 2019, and I'd also taken part in the September 2019 PITMAD. So I have already queried this book a little bit. So I do not want to obviously query it again to the same agents. You don't want to do that. I'm going to look into some newer agents who've come up in the last 6 or 7 months, see if they take women's fiction, romance, chick lit, and send it off their way if I think they're a good fit for the book. The same thing goes with small presses. Even though I had a negative experience with one small press, I still support small businesses and growing presses and small publishing houses because they're really trying to do such a great thing for writers and for the reading community. So I would love to get That Age in the hands of a very, knowledgeable editor at a small press if they think it's a good fit for them. I have already sent out a few query letters to some small presses, and I hope by the end of this month, beginning of December, I will send out some more to some newer literary agents. So that is the plan for querying traditionally That Age. The next thing I'm going to do is take part in December's PITMAD on Twitter. This is where I got picked up by a small press last year. I have not taken part in PITMAD in the last year because I was contracted with a small press. I'm really excited about this. I've really enjoyed PITMAD. I've had really fun experiences with it. I've had positive reactions from those in the literary field. So I'm really excited to take part in this. I do not have the exact date in my brain right now, so it's right here. This is the date for December PITMAD. I should know it right now, but I don't. So when that day comes up, if you want to support That Age, check out my Twitter, which I will put over here, and feel free to retweet my tweets because it'll get my tweets seen by more agents and editors, and maybe they will like it, and maybe I will send the manuscript their way. The final step that I'm going to take for this book is if by February I have not heard back from some of these agents or editors, I am going to pursue self-publishing for That Age. I do not want this to look like a last resort because it absolutely is not. Yes, I do want to get traditionally published. And yes, my goal was for That Age to be traditionally published. However, with how this past year has gone and the marketing and the fan base that I've gotten in the past year, I want this book to get into the hands of readers. I've also learned a tremendous amount about indie publishing and self-publishing over these last few years. And I do know that if self-publishing is the route I end up taking for that age, I will have a lot in front of me. Self-publishing is not a last resort. It is also not for the faint of heart. It is a big step. There is a lot that goes into self-publishing if you want to do it the correct way. So if I get to February and I have not yet heard back from any agents or editors, and I often know, especially now, that it takes a while to hear back, which is why I am giving it a few months, I really am going to have to make a plan, financially and mentally, a plan when it comes to getting this book out there. I will want to go through another round of edits. I will want to send out to proofreaders also, or just maybe a beta reader, just somebody who can read the end product and give me feedback on that level. But I do definitely want to go through one more round of edits, and I do want to get some volunteers who will beta read or just proofread the book. On top of that, there's a lot that I would have to do when it comes to self-publishing. You know, there's cover art, there's making sure you know how avenues you want to go through when it comes to self-publishing. Do you want just paperback, audio, hardcovers, what ebooks, those kind of things, formatting. There are tons of things that I will have to sit down and write out and outline and discuss with myself when it comes to self-publishing. So if I get to February and this is the step I take, I'm sure that you will be going along this journey with me. And in a way, there are a lot of positives that could come from the self-publishing route when it comes to merchandise, collaborations, business moves. There's a lot of really exciting ideas that I have had that I'm not sure the traditional route would support because they have the rights of the book. So there are pros and cons to both sides, and I'm excited whether I go traditional or self-publishing. I see the future of that age, and I see it to be a positive one, and I want to get that book in the hands of readers. So that is where I stand with that age. I'm going to query some agents and editors, not a lot, and some newer ones. I'm going to take part in PITMAD in December, and then I am going to see where I stand in February and possibly take the self-publishing route. No matter what, I really want to get that age into your hands if you want to read it. And if I go the self-publishing route, I will need some ARC readers, I will need a, hype team, I will need a whole bunch of things. So come February or before, we will know kind of where I stand with this book, and we will know kind of what 2021 looks like. Thank you very, very much for listening to this video. If you like this kind of stuff, subscribe below, hit the thumbs up button. I post videos every Friday, and I have a lot of exciting things coming in the future. So if you're interested in this stuff, subscribe. Thank you very much. Stay creative and stay caffeinated, folks.